In a valley surrounded by mountains, there was a small town called Greenfield. It was a peaceful place with friendly people and beautiful landscapes. The town's elementary school was a lively place, always filled with laughter and excitement. One sunny morning, the students gathered in the classroom, eagerly waiting for their teacher to arrive. But to their surprise, a substitute teacher named Mr. Bryan walked through the door. Mr. Bryan was known for his funny stories and silly jokes, which made the students excited for the day ahead. "Good morning, class." Mr. Bryan greeted with a wide smile. "I have a special surprise for all of you today. We are going to take care of the school's petting zoo." The students cheered in excitement as they followed Mr. Bryan to the back of the school. The petting zoo was a small area filled with various animals like rabbits, goats, and even a miniature pony. The children were thrilled to spend the day with these adorable creatures. As the day went on, the children took turns feeding and petting the animals. Everything was going smoothly until one mischievous rabbit named Whiskers escaped from its enclosure. It hopped around the petting zoo, causing chaos among the other animals. The children panicked, unsure of what to do. But Mr. Bryan remained calm and collected. He quickly came up with a plan to lure Whiskers back into its enclosure using a carrot. With his witty remarks and funny gestures, Mr. Bryan managed to capture the runaway rabbit and return it safely. Just as the chaos settled, another problem arose. The goats, inspired by Whiskers' escape, decided to have a race around the petting zoo. They ran wildly, knocking over food bowls and scaring the other animals. Mr. Bryan knew he had to act quickly. He used his humor to distract the goats and led them back to their enclosure, using a trail of hay as a guide. The children laughed as they watched Mr. Bryan's silly antics, and soon enough, the goats were safely back where they belonged. With Whiskers and the goats back in their homes, the petting zoo returned to its peaceful state. The children were amazed at how Mr. Bryan had saved the day with his wits and humor. They realized that sometimes, laughter could be the best solution to a problem. As the day came to an end, the children gathered around Mr. Bryan to thank him for the unforgettable experience. They had learned that even in the face of chaos, a little laughter could go a long way. "Remember," Mr. Bryan said with a twinkle in his eye, "sometimes life gets a little crazy, but if we can find the humor in it, we can overcome anything." The children nodded, their faces beaming with newfound wisdom. They waved goodbye to Mr. Bryan, grateful for the laughter and the lessons learned. And so, in the valley surrounded by mountains, the children of Greenfield Elementary School would always remember the day when Mr. Bryan turned the chaotic petting zoo into a hilarious adventure. It was a day they would cherish forever, a day filled with laughter and the power of humor.